I do believe in God.
Why?
Well, I just believe that there's a, higher power there, and I've grown up going to church and Sunday school, and I went to a Catholic school, so just God and all of that has just been around me my whole life.
Yes,
Why?
because I was brought up with my parents introducing the idea of God to me, and the basis of all religion is just to be a better person, so I never thought of, I would say, rebelling. I mean, I did have my phases where my faith went in and out for certain reasons, but I, for the most part, have always believed in God, or a higher power, I guess you could say.
Yes,
Why?
because I believe that there's someone watching over me, and I do believe in like things happen for a reason.
Depends on the day.
Why?
Because sometimes I feel more doubtful, and sometimes I like to be more in touch with my family and my culture, and I kind of sort of accept God as a figure in my life.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because I don't know. I guess I need a place or a person where so I can believe in when I'm in a hard time, and I just need something to believe in.
Yes.
Why?
Well, I was brought up believing in God, but I also feel like there's a lot of things in our world that can't be explained, and I feel like that links back to a higher power. And personally, I feel like I felt God very often in my life.
No, but also, like, I believe in sort of a higher consciousness.
Do you want to explain why?
Yeah, well, I think that, like, the world is sort of like energy. This is gonna sound stupid. I think the world is sort of like energy, and, like, all of our consciousnesses are linked, all right? And that it's linked by, maybe not a higher conscience, but it's all linked together, and it's like one big conscience. And I guess, like, it could be interpreted by some, like, that conscience is God. For me, I don't know if it is or isn't. So it's like a very cop-out answer. I'm not really sure, but I think we're all sort of like energy.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Well, I don't think I believe in this like standard like religious-based God, but I feel like the world has this kind of order that doesn't just seem random. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I was raised Greek Orthodox from my mother. She's Greek, and I was baptized in the Greek Orthodox Church, and I went to Catholic school my whole life.
Why do you still practice?
Well, I went to Sunday school, and we learned a lot about the Greek Church, and then going to Catholic school and learning about the Catholic Church, I got both of the, dynamics of the church and how they're different and how they're the same, and it just, I don't know, it just makes me feel like at peace and one with myself, knowing that there is a God and there is a higher power.
I wasn't raised in like a specific religious group. I would say more around the Christianity area. My grandmother is Jehovah's Witness, my father is Pentecostal, and my mom's Protestant, and now I am a Catholic.
Why?
Well, I went to Catholic school since it was the closest school in my region, and I just kind of made sense, and I was just brought up in it. I knew more about it, and I didn't want to put myself in a religion I didn't know a lot about.
My family is religious, and I went to Sunday school all the time, and I do believe in it now.
Why?
Because of the reason I said before.
Yes, I was.
Do you practice it now?
Very, very rarely.
Why?
It's inconvenient to practice it on my own because it's a very extensive religion that involves a lot of reading and a language I don't know, and there's not really anybody I can kind of do it with here. For context, Dr. Zuhowski, I am Jewish, so.
I was raised, my family is very religious. They're like hardcore Buddhist people. But it's been a while since I left my family, and now I live by myself, so I haven't get in touch with my religion much. Yeah, so not as much anymore.
Why?
Well, I don't have much time, and like Buddhist is different. You have to go to the temple all the time, and I don't find a lot of temple around, other than like small temple. But like those temples are so bad. I went and it's just not the environment for me, so I don't go. So when I don't go, I don't practice as much anymore.
I was raised Roman Catholic, and you know, I went to church every Sunday. I went to CCD, kind of like that. I mean, my family's not the most devout you'll ever meet, but we also were very involved in the church.
Why?
I think part of it was definitely that my father was brought up that way. My mother actually used to be Episcopalian, and then she converted so that we could all go to church together. And later on, the middle school in my town my parents didn't agree with a lot of the views that the principal had, so they wanted to send me to the Catholic school in town, which was linked to my church. So then we got really involved in the church because then it lowered my tuition to go to the Catholic school.
I was raised in a religious group, Catholic. I went to Catholic school all my life, and no, I don't still practice it.
Why?
I guess because in school, like, you're kind of forced to do it. And ever since, like, I've gotten older, I'm more independent. I sort of make decisions for myself. My family never really was a go-to-church family, though.
I was raised in a religious home, but I wasn't really raised in a religious group. I went to Catholic school my whole life. Well, 6th grade up, I went to Catholic school. And I do practice it now, sorry.
Why? Why?
Like, I used to be more active in it. Now, like I don't really go to church that often, but I pray and, yeah, I do, like, regular. So, like, I just pray and, like, I don't know. I do it because it's just something I've always done since I was little. When I was little, my sister and my brother and I, we used to pray right before bed, and it was just something that comforted us, and I still kind of do that, so.
Well, I don't know if this really talks about like groups, but since my mom is Orthodox and my mom's Greek and my dad's not, but I was baptized into the Orthodox faith, and my dad has, or I have a cousin who is in the 3rd grade and she just got her first communion, and I was telling her, like, you know, one day you're gonna get confirmed and all that stuff, and I told her, you know, if you want me to, I can be your confirmation sponsor, but because I'm Orthodox, I can't exactly be her confirmation sponsor, because I guess it goes against, like, a rule or something. I have no idea, but that's what I just don't like, that they don't, like, intermingle and all that.
Yes. I'd say the judgment that they cast on others for not following their same beliefs. I know that my godmother said that all who are not Catholic are going to go to hell, and I have a huge problem with that.
But they think they have to follow every single word exactly. and that God will automatically like think you're a horrible person just because you didn't follow that like one exact rule.
No.
Okay.
Is that there's no scientific proof for them? Because I study nursing now, so I believe more in science. Even though I have like basic knowledge of my own religion, I just don't think that there's any scientific proven, and that's kind of hard to believe. Yeah.
I'm a really big believer in, I don't want to say intra-religious dialogue, because I do think it's important for religions to discuss their dialogue with one another, but I also feel like focus on converting people of another religion or another belief system to your religion. I mean, that's a great thing, you know, you share your religion with those who want to hear about it, but I think also violently going out and forcing people to convert, or trying to force people to convert, has very historically led to a lot of terrible things and continues to do so.
About groups? Maybe, like, obviously not all, like, you can't generalize all religious groups into the thing, but I think that maybe some people, I wish more groups were accepting of other groups, just in general. Like, I think there needs to be more acceptance of other ideas, and maybe less of my way is the correct way, and more like, you know what, maybe all our ways are similar.
I think the fact that it's so like all or nothing. You have to believe in this type of God or this type of religion. Like, it's so structured in a way that it doesn't let you think for yourself. And like those people who are so like devoted.
Why he takes certain people too soon?
I would say, why do so many people do bad things in your name?
Why do you save some but not all?
Give me a second. I gotta think of a good question. Why did you make spiders?
Prove your point scientifically.
I think that's a hard idea to wrap your head around, because we would never be able to fathom God if we met him. So I think, like, with that, I almost would want to ask, how have you been answering me?
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Any
I
questions?
would just like hang out with him. Like, why do we have to ask a question? I don't know. I've never like really cared about like meaning of things. So I guess maybe why do like the cliche, why do bad things happen? But also like we have free will. That's why it happens, because we can do bad things. So I don't know. I don't know if I would have. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna be generic. I'm gonna say, what's the meaning of life? Like, why are we here?